Today we're going to be pulling apart this mini speed graphic that has seen better days, but has also seen, well, it looks to me anyways, to be pretty heavy use, as well as repairs and modifications. So we're going to try and keep within that tradition and rebuild it and keep using it. But first things first, we need to pull it apart. So one of the first things I noticed as far as things that need repairing is the back doesn't sit particularly well on. It's missing some screws. And as we pull those off, I'm just gonna take this whole assembly off. Oh, come on, there we go. Let's pull that back off. You can see where new holes have been drilled here in these little brass plates that attach the Graflex back to the mahogany frame. So some of that might need replacing. I took this to the shop yesterday. My dad seems really keen on rebuilding the whole camera. Let's go ahead and get the lens out of here. This lens is also going to need some work. It no longer closes at all, and I was looking at it earlier. If you take off this front element, you might not be able to see it, but there is a little bent part in there. So that'll be a future update. Although I will say, I'm pretty impressed by how well the slower speeds, they seem to be pretty accurate. On the Century Graflex I have, those no longer fire quite like they should. So that'll need to be rebuilt. But yeah, hopefully we can clean up some of this corrosion, give it a good dusting. The leather I guess, is probably just gonna have to go. Should be a fun project. All right, so we got the lens board removed and the ground glass. Let me close this front back up for now. Really excited to see what this looks like when it's all cleaned up. I actually want to go ahead and get this off of here. Let's grab a slightly smaller screwdriver. I was planning to do some of this yesterday. Well, I was planning to do most of it yesterday. I took it to the workshop. I was gonna, disassemble it on the bench in my dark room so that my dad and I could take a look to see what needed to be done. Because initially I thought, oh, we'll just have to reshape the back a little bit to get the, the mounting system back on it. This screw is in there. But I think we're just gonna do a full overhaul, which should be lots of fun. All right, we'll come back to that. Some of this is just gonna be a fair bit of gentle poking and prodding and taking it apart piece by piece. I suspect. What I really like about these cameras though, the same thing holds true for, I've got a Kodak Medalist 2. They are, as far as I'm concerned, pretty much built to be repaired. I think that manufacturing ethos is sorely missed I think you can still find it in some things like guitars. That's probably not so much by design. I'm sure there's plenty of guitar manufacturers who would love it if it couldn't easily be repaired on your own. All right. So let's loosen this a little bit. Now I'm thinking this part doesn't look like it was necessarily originally part of the camera, but I don't know enough about it to say that. Oh, I would love for this to shimmy loose so that I could just unscrew it. But it is, oh, there we go, come on. Yeah. That's what I wanted to see. Now, do you just unscrew? Because you feel like you ought to. All right, let's loosen this some more. Come on there, bud. There we go. How are you on here? There we go, finally. Keep these guys together. Most of this should clean up fairly nicely. Loose. Awesome. Whoops. Oh, I don't want that to quite go off all the way. Let's see if we can't. Well, I'm going to keep these together and we'll stick those back in a second. Interesting. Oh, that little cap is loose. It'd be really nice if this screw would come out. Sorry, I'm trying to keep things so you guys can see, but also so I can get in on it. Might need to see if I got a longer handle screwdriver somewhere. Let's see if you will fit. Let you fit. Should give me, yeah, I just need a little extra leverage. Gotta make your grip strength work for you. All right. That's a short screw. So that housing slides off here. Now, wow, okay, cool. That needs some cleaning. So this part, which was already cracked, there's a little plastic housing for the optical viewfinder that mounts to this metal piece on the top here. All right, so this was slid on here and screwed to it. I don't know what we'll do about that, but I'm gonna try and keep that all together as best as I can. And that part should come off fairly easily. So how am I going to keep this together? I've got baggies, good old baggies. Actually, what I'm probably going to do is pull this top part out and reattach this for now. Alright. And you can see where it was mounted before, or something else was mounted. Come on, little screw. Just stick you back in here for now. Alright, so I'm going to put all of this together. Alright, this is the good old optical viewfinder. I wish there were, I don't know, I guess I could rebuild some of that with super glue. We'll come back to that. We'll just be careful with it for now. Actually, don't like those screws sitting there with, what is this? Feels like plastic. Could be glass, I don't know. Regardless, I'd rather not scratch it. So we're just gonna keep all of our screws together. And keep them from scratching. Just so I don't forget. I don't think it's tape junk. I can't imagine I would just think it's tape junk, but you never know. I wish I could fit this back in there. Oh well, moving on. Unfortunately, that should be all fairly straightforward. Optical viewfinder. What would be nice is if I had someone shooting video while I disassembled things so I could do close-ups, but I don't really want to pause in between every step. Good lord, that's a long screw. I don't want to pause in between every step and reset up the camera. At least not this go around. We're kind of playing things fast and loose. If this goes well, I'm entirely likely to acquire more of these little speed graphics, especially broken ones, to see what's salvageable or fixable. There we go. And let's see if we can't. There we are. All right. Nice little system there. Just gonna go ahead and put that back together. I don't wonder if removing that would make my life easier or harder. Easy enough to just try it out and wing it. Let's try. Keep all my screwdrivers together. Not quite enough leverage. You might be a little too big. Yeah, you're all right. Well, we're slowly picking away at it.